UFOs, aliens, and government cover-ups. It's got the holy trinity of UFO conspiracies, and all three could only happen in one place: Roswell, New Mexico. What really crashed out there in the desert? Did they really recover dead bodies of aliens? And what was the military trying to hide? Get your tinfoil hats ready, because today on Debunker, we're investigating the Roswell UFO phenomenon. Roswell, New Mexico, July 1947. Rancher Max Brazel was out for a drive when he stumbled upon a strange discovery: the wreckage of a mysterious crash site. Confused by his findings, Brazel gathered the debris. He went to Sheriff Wilcox and asked him to identify the strange wreckage. The answer?
I have no idea what I'm doing, but I know I'm doing it really, really well.
So Wilcox got on the horn to Colonel Butch Blanchard, leader of the Roswell Army Airfield's 509th Composite Group. Was Blanchard able to shed some light on these mysterious findings?
Nope.
Blanchard then called in the help of Intelligence Officer Major Jesse Marcel. For Marcel, there was only one explanation: a flying saucer. Not long after, the front page of the Roswell Daily Record read, "RAAF captures flying saucer on ranch in Roswell region." Now, imagine you're General Roger W. Ramey of the U.S. Air Force, and you get this phone call.
Good morning, sir. Now, don't be mad, but Intelligence Major Marcel may have accidentally stated to the press we captured an alien spacecraft.
The U.S. military had to do some damage control. The very next day, the military issued a press release stating that no, it wasn't an alien ship, but the material from a weather balloon. General Ramey even had Major Marcel pose with the weather balloon, just to get the point across. This may have calmed down some readers, but to skeptics, it reeked of a cover-up. So, if there was a cover-up, what the heck were they hiding? Well, here's the thing. Those who believed that there was a cover-up were actually right. It just wasn't covering up aliens. Convinced that the Russians were plotting to develop and deploy a nuclear weapon, the US government secretly kicked off something called Project Mogul. This project was a series of silvery weather balloons that carried skyward sensors. They were used to listen for suspicious sounds that might indicate nuclear activity. This wasn't info that the US government wanted to be out in the open, considering its fear of Russian spies. As history shows, that approach totally backfired. When Mac Brazel found the wreckage of one of Project Mogul's balloons, it made UFO history. And even when the military tried to cover it up, that made it look even more suspicious. A couple of years later, reports started to circulate about alien bodies that had been recovered from the crash site. Did the military recover the remains of alien pilots? Well, we don't know if anyone did in fact see the bodies of dead aliens after the initial incident at Roswell, but if they did, we may have an explanation. Have you ever heard about the US Air Force's dummy drops? Started in 1954, this process involved dropping gray, human-shaped dummies from high-altitude weather balloons. Looking at them now, it's not a stretch to think that witnesses could mistake these dummies for aliens. The question remains, though. The Roswell crash happened in 1947, and the dummies weren't dropped until 1954. So, why do people claim that there were alien bodies at the crash site? Well, according to the US Air Force, this is an example of a consolidated memory. Think of how you learned algebra over several hours in school, but don't remember every single class. So, what are we taking away from this? Well, it's safe to say that this wasn't the best PR move. After all, they denied an alien cover-up by admitting to an earthly cover-up. And besides that, it's looking like aliens didn't make a pit stop in Roswell. That means we're considering the Roswell UFO phenomenon debunked. What case do you want us to crack open next? How about finally tracking down Bigfoot? This is Debunker signing off. And remember, stay curious.